Welcome back to Sports Plus Dallas. I'm joined by my brand new co-host, Tomi Blouin. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Paul.
Well, we're so happy to have you here, but I know a lot of people are going to want to get to know you here. So let's get through a few things first. Tell me some of your favorite teams.
Okay, absolutely. Well, being born and raised here in Fort Worth, Texas, I am a diehard Cowboys fan, first and foremost. I think that my family might disown me if I wasn't. Secondly, I'm a big baseball fan, so Texas Rangers, and of course Dallas Mavericks. So Dallas, DFW, all the way for teams. So, yes.
What about FC Dallas? You going to leave them out?
You know, yeah, because I'm not quite familiar with them. I don't know stats, but Cowboys all the way, most definitely.
Well, fortunate for you, you're going to get to be on the show here with the great Tony the Thrill Hill. So I know you got to be excited about that.
Absolutely. Very excited to meet him. I actually haven't yet, so I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, well, I know we got a little bit of country music coming up. Are you a big fan of country music?
Yes, I am. Texas country, actually. So,
oh, good.
Yeah.
And then it fits right in. Now, how about movies? Because we cover a lot of movies on this show.
Movies, I think my favorite genre is probably going to have to be horror.
Okay.
And scary movies. I really get into that, and especially with it being Halloween, it's like my favorite time of year.
Mine too. That's fantastic. All right, so favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie, it's going to have to be the trilogy of Screams, all of them. I mean, the first one was just, classic, so it would have to be the Scream trilogy for sure.
Well, good. Well, we've got a movie coming out on Halloween this Friday, and it's called Nightcrawler. While it's not a horror movie traditionally, there are some scary elements of it. And one thing that's really popping out in people's minds is Jake Gyllenhaal. This is a great role for him. He lost 30 pounds for it by just running to the set every day and living pretty much on kale. So in this film, lost a lot of weight, looks really, really gaunt, and puts on an amazing performance. In fact, there's even some early Oscar buzz for him. And I got to talk to him as well as his co-star Rene Russo about the film. So let's take a look at Nightcrawler, which is in theaters this Friday.
What did you have to do to get in the headspace to play this character?
I spent a lot of time preparing for it. I spent months sort of, but Dan Gilroy and I talked early on about how the character was like a coyote, like in Southern California there are so many sort of wild animals that come down into the city at night, searching for food and scavenging and stuff, and we thought of him as a coyote from the very beginning, and so I decided I was going to try and sort of make myself look like that. But more than anything, also the dialogue was just so incredibly written. On the page, it was amazing, and it became kind of my Bible. And I just followed that, like the word,
Although we're in a different kind of media, did it make you look at media a little bit different?
I think what the script made me think of, and now the movie makes me think of, is how we all kind of participate in creating characters like Lou, because, obviously there's someone like Lou who has to gather this footage, and he has to go to crime scenes and action scenes and gather the sort of most horrendous footage. But at the same time, he is enabled by Rene Russo's character, who's at the station, who's editing the footage, and then she's enabled by the guys who own it, and then they are enabled by us. So I don't know if it made me look at the media in a different way. It sort of made me feel complicit in what the media shows us.
And I know there's a lot of things that'll stick out to you about working on this film. Was there a scene that you think you'll always remember?
I love the scene in the Mexican restaurant with Rene Russo. I think the dialogue, I think the exchange between the characters, I think all the things that happen in that scene it's one of my favorite scenes I've ever done to just act in, and I love it so much to watch. It's just kind of unnerving and hilarious at the same time. And I really do love the shootout and big chase we have at the end. I think I'm pretty proud of that, just in terms of also as like a producer of the movie, that we were able to make this movie for a pretty small budget, and we were able to make it feel pretty big and fun. It's cool.
Yeah. Now, we always ask people their Hail Mary moment, the moment they had to go for it in their career and it worked out for them. What do you suppose that was for you?
I feel like that every movie, man. I don't think there's like any specific moment where I'm like, I don't think for me I could do any movie without feeling like every one of them was a Hail Mary moment. Do you know what I mean? That's just the kind of player I am,
And what do you think of all the Oscar buzz so far for this? Because you've been through this before. How does that make you feel?
To me, my favorite time in any movie is not only the playing of it, but in the preparation of it. When you're kind of alone with all the millions of ideas, you're still sorting through them. They're all sort of on that figurative desk, and you're kind of going, what about this? What about that? And that's the time I'm most excited, when it's sort of still weirdly mine and it's being created and it hasn't yet fully formed. And that's the time that I love the most. I think hoping people will see the movie and being proud of it is a wonderful feeling. But I do my best, but I just harken back and think about those first days when I first started thinking about how Lou Bloom would look or how he would talk and all that stuff, and that's what gets me most excited. But it's nice, people liking the movie, and I think people are really, really positive, and they're not really bullshitting, so it's nice.
Well, congrats. We're looking forward to seeing you on Broadway, too.
No, thank you.
Well, what do you think? Are you going to have to get out to the movies for that one?
Yes, I am. That's a must-see for sure. I'm probably going to pick up tickets on Thursday just to see the first coming of that movie.
Good. Well, excellent. And aren't you glad that Jake looks so much better now? He put that wave back on?
He did. Usually in most movies I see that he bulks up a little bit more. This one he definitely lost weight, but he gets so into the role. Every single movie that he does, he's just deep into that role, falls completely into the movie.
Excellent. Well, stay tuned because we've got more on Sports Plus next.